guys, and welcome to a Mad Chili video. Today we are going to be doing some, well, endurance racing, I guess. We're here at Watkins Glen, one of the tracks that I actually happen to have bought for the BMW series. It's why I've chosen to go with this here. Now, we're just about to qualify, done a bit of practice and a little bit of...
The track temperature is falling. It's now 23
done a little bit of
Celsius.
practice. I am not the quickest, however, I'm definitely not the slowest.
2 laps. Let's get this
So, I'm not the quickest, but I'm definitely not the slowest. The driving line, actually I think I might turn it off, because I've learned the driving line for this particular bit of Watkins Glen in this car is totally wrong. You have got most of the corners, in fact. I have learned from watching other people and experimenting myself that, in fact, the driving line is wrong. So what I've done here, I've decreased the amount of fuel down to the very minimum. Obviously, you know, that might help us a little bit with qualifying time. You never know. It's actually a very easy track. This is the classic layout of Watkins Glen. And yes, we're going to do a 60-minute race round here. It's the Sim Car Production Challenge, and one of their special weeks this is, where they do, so most weeks they do a 25-minute race, and then on 2 special weeks they do a 40-minute race, and on 1 special week they do a 60-minute race. This is that special week at Watkins Glen, where they're doing 60-minute racing. I haven't totally nailed the track. I did about 20 minutes practice earlier. I've done a little bit now, and I'm just hoping for the best, to be honest. Now, I'm actually, unfortunately, the 3rd best rated MX-5 driver in this series. It is a multi-class series. However, only 2 car types of the 4 available are actually being used in this race. I think there's 3 Ford Mustangs, and then the rest are Mazdas, so it's mostly a Mazda Cup race, to be honest. It's a Class D series, so no rookies in here. Obviously, I'm aiming for good safety rating, really, and good iRacing if I can. However, as I said, my iRacing will probably take a hit in this race, just because I haven't really had much practice. I know it may sound a bit stupid that I'm just doing this with no practice, but I thought I want to have a go at it. I want to have a go at an endurance race. I've had a go at getting in the pits, because it will require a pit stop roughly around the 30-minute mark, and it's quite an easy-ish pit road to get into, so I'm happy with that. Now, so we've set, there we go, this is our first lap. So yeah, you can see here me ignoring completely the driving line through the carousel, because it's quicker to go to turn in a little bit earlier than the driving line says, and hug the curb rather than staying slightly out wide. And then this corner is probably where the driving line is the most wrong. It's actually a good idea to brake and then just chuck it in a bit earlier than the driving line says, almost drift through. That wasn't the best example, although we gained a little bit of time on my personal best. So this has actually been a pretty decent lap. Just got to finish it nicely now. Yep, and there we go. This is actually one of my best laps I've ever done around here, so that's really good. Probably the lower fuel probably helped. So that's a 1:26.3, so that's really good.
That lap time was
for me anyway.
1:33.
It could be quicker still, to be honest. Now, remember, as I said, this being a multi-class race, also you are allowed to go out wide there. It does not class as off-track, just to keep that in mind. I know it looks like it should be off-track, but somehow it isn't. I've had a bit of a worse start off to this lap, so I may not improve. But yeah, the top 3 guys, that blue class there is quicker than us. I think, actually, looking at that might be VW class. But the point is, they are quicker than us. So, obviously, I'm going to get out-qualified by them.
The leader's just done it, 1:25.20.
So you can see, look, I can go quicker, the car can go quicker. I mean, it's not fixed setup. However, the only thing I really see making a massive difference around this track is gear ratios, because it's all flat out. You can't change the gear ratios. The only thing that is open is suspension. Everything else is fixed setup. So you can't adjust the chassis, you can't adjust anything about the steering. It's just the suspension that you can change. So I don't see setups making a massive difference, or that they probably could make a decent difference. But there you go, we haven't had the best of qualifying laps, that second one. That second one was more at the pace I was doing in practice. I think I just had a really good first lap. To be fair, 6th place is not bad. It really isn't, but I think that's 6th place in my...
P6,
yeah, it's
1:26.56.
It's 6th in my category, so you can clearly see I'm not quite as quick. I'm qualifying 8th on the grid. However, all the guys in blue will be starting ahead. So at the moment we're 8th on the grid. That'll be 6th in class. So 6th in class out of what is 15 is not bad. We've only got 2 minutes left now of qualifying. Got to remember as well, going to put up the amount of fuel in the car ready for the race. Obviously, we want as much fuel as possible so we can go halfway into the race and then fuel up again. I have asked people if tyres are needed. Never got any response, so I don't know, really. Ask again. Anyway, I will pause the video here and I'll pick it back up when we're on the grid. Here we are, guys, on the grid. In the end, we only got bumped down 1 more position, so we're starting 7th in class instead of 6th in class. And we're starting 10th overall, obviously, because the 3 VW class cars are obviously starting at the front. Their class is a faster class than us. Right, fast repair will keep on for the 1 stop. I think we're going to replace tyres, although I'm going to have a look at the tyre wear when we get closer to the event. I mean, can I look at tyre wear? There we go, F6. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on our tyres, see how they're doing. As I said, so unfortunately, because of where we're starting, I think particularly one of the VWs is actually very slow. So we may get a bit of trouble with that, where they've qualified slower than us. Like one of the VWs qualified slower than me. Another one qualified basically identical to me.
The air
so
temp is 23
we'll have to keep an eye on that.
60 minutes.
So it's going to be a rolling start by the looks of it. You can tell I'm not used to this. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. Out of 15 people,
We need to follow car
first
number
ever race
4 in the
qualifying,
right column.
7th on the grid. I'm pretty happy with that. So we've got to follow the number 4 car. Now we're meant to leave the class gap to the VWs. However, it's not rules. It's not the rules. So we may not. So all I've got to do is just sit behind the 4 car. I don't know what's happened behind us. Nobody's gone. But obviously my duty is basically just to follow the number 4 car and then just see what happens. That's basically what I'm supposed to do. I'm not at the front of the grid. We are supposed to leave a class gap to the VWs, however, whether that'll actually happen. By the looks of it, there's 3 VWs in this race and then 15 Mazdas, and that's it. So
what are you doing, number 4?
good, that's not me. But we've got to basically keep that in mind. Now looking at the fuel, we'll just check it has loaded the correct amount of fuel on. Great, 27 laps. Now this race I'm expecting to be about 42 laps, 43 laps, maybe 40 laps. So something like that is what I'm expecting. So we're going to see what this Mazda can do. Now we're not really going to have people lapping us, I don't think, because the VWs aren't much quicker than us. They're mildly quicker, but as you saw there in qualifying, a VW didn't even get pole. So they're not. So in some circumstances, this driver's very quick. The VWs aren't quicker than the Mazdas. They're very equally matched. So we'll have to watch that. So I qualified quicker than one of the VWs, and I qualified about the same as the other one. It's only the first VW that was quicker than me. So we'll have to see what happens there, really. But by the looks of it, we are leaving a bit of a class gap. You can see they're forming up there, that blue map. But again, unfortunately, apparently there's no rules in iRacing with this sort of thing. It's just an honesty system of leaving a gap. So if some people choose not to at the front, that will mean that they're basically gone. Now, incident limit is still 17, like most other races. However, obviously this one being an hour, we've got to be very careful not to get disqualified. So obviously the thing is, people are probably going to be a bit more careful in this group, I'd imagine, it being a 60-minute race, or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But anyway, lining up before the number 4 car, and the pit lane here is quite easy to get into. I've practiced 3 times and I've been okay, so keep fingers crossed. Obviously, if you guys don't see this video, it'll probably be indicating that I failed this race. Anyway, green, away we go. Now, I've got to be careful of people just trying to kill each other on the first lap. And as you can see, actually, it appears that down the straight, we are quicker than those VWs. And one of the VWs has been spun around. We've had an alright start. We've managed to get through unscathed. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to let this guy go and then just slot into place. So we start at 7th. I think the numbers are displaying up there are numbers in class, by the way. Oh, someone's spinning, someone's spinning, someone's spinning. Yes!
Left side.
No,
Clear
no, no,
left.
no, 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 no. Oh, that was lucky. That was well lucky. Somehow we still got 4x out of that. Now remember, X is safety rating
there.
per corner. So obviously this being a 60-minute race, there's lots of corners. I'm just going to let those guys go. I'm not too bothered about. I just want to try and avoid. I'm actually very surprised that ended in 4x, to be honest. It was the lightest of taps. It started with 0, and I guess I must have made him get 4, in which case it gave me 4. Now those two ahead are fighting, so I'll have to really be careful. This is a long race, remember. We don't want to just send. This isn't the BMW series. It's not a 12-minute race. It's a long marathon of a race. Well, not really. It's only an hour still. But you don't want to be crazy.
Sorry, mate, I was reading the relative screen.
But before 10th, so actually I'm not sure where I am now. I'm not sure how much, I got past a lot of people who crashed, so we'll have to see where I am now in terms of other people. We'll have a little look now as we go across the lines. We were 7th, we're now P6.
6th place.
So we've gained 1 position on the start there, so it's been a pretty alright start, to be fair, what with all the carnage that was going on. And I believe, yeah, so 6th place in class, I'm pretty happy. I reckon I'll have pretty similar iRacing if I maintain that, so I'll be really happy if I manage that. Oh. And the guy behind me is dropping back slightly. I'm guessing we're going to get a bit of a draft from people. That's how you go quicker along this circuit, or I'm not 100% certain. But it's quite a chill racetrack. I really like this circuit, this variant of Watkins Glen. When I saw it was Watkins Glen, I was a bit scared about that bus stop, which is the corner we've just gone past. However, this variant doesn't have that. It's just one big long straight, which made me really happy, actually. As you can see, those people might be following the driving line, because they've just a stupid route into there. Obviously, I'm not following the driving line for about half of the corners round here. That's actually how bad the driving line is round Watkins Glen. It's not right. It's actually, it is quite wrong. The information it tells you is fake, to be honest. Right, I've got to be careful because these two are definitely slower than me. However, obviously, I'm not just going to try and dive past them because, as I've mentioned, I don't want to get. Obviously, you know, we still only have 17x, and this is an hour race. And we can't get booked. Obviously, we don't want to get disqualified, and then also just don't want to ruin it. You know, I mean, this is a long race, so I'm not. Well,
you got one right side.
Oh, I thought that guy was so going to hit me then. I thought that guy was definitely going to hit me. Well, that's actually just knocked him away from me because he went too far. I had to slow down early because these two ahead are really fighting, and they really haven't got the pace. I could probably overtake them if it was just one of them, but because it's two of them, they're blocking up the track whenever I want to overtake. I can't really work out. I think the guy ahead of me in the Coke car, I think he's quicker. The guy with the green stripe on the back, I think he's actually lost a bit of pace. Although hopefully now this guy will get past and I can just try and get it back. We've got a decent gap to the guy behind, so haven't got to worry about being defensive. Just got to do well. And you can see like they got damage as well, so that's probably why they are struggling a touch.
The gap behind is now 2.3.
So I don't want to be totally manic because that will obviously not be good for me, so I have to just lift for now. You know, because obviously I had a run, but I couldn't go left because somebody else was there. And also, got to be careful. There's no downshift protection on this car, so I've got to be careful of that as well. But I'm losing a ton of time between these two.
Well, the leader has just done it.
Man, these two are a lot slower than me, and this is becoming difficult now. Right, I'm going to try and get past because the guys behind us are really catching. This isn't good. That was a 129, that's so slow. So I was so slow that last time by.
Good job, buddy.
There you go, we've been let by that guy. I'm not sure whether it was let by or not, but...
Oh, that's the stuff. But
we're into 5th place, we can get into 4th, and maybe try and pull away from other guys behind us now, hopefully. We'll try and draft this guy down the straight and see if we can do anything into the carousel. I know he's very slow into the carousel, obviously. And now if I get a run on him, I can pull right or left. I don't have to watch somebody else who's also fighting him. So it's not as dangerous, but I can just turn... I think it's because they both got damage. I think they were involved in those start incidents. I got really lucky. Well, I got 4 incident points, but luckily, apart from the 4 incident points, car-wise, I got away alright. You can see there, look, I'm way quicker than him into that corner, and I say thank you very much, and I'm gone. So now, what I need to do is pull away from these guys. If I can't do that, they're just going to keep trying to get me. So it's going to be very difficult to keep this position. So I'll see what I can do. But I'm always a little bit wide in that corner sometimes. I've got to be careful. Obviously, if I've gone off the track and things, that's safety rating. It's obviously a mistake as well. So I've just got to watch this. I mean, at the moment, we are slowly pulling away from those guys, which is good to see, obviously. Car number 4 has now been released as well, so he may challenge us
127.35
as well. Remember, we can go out wide here. It's not against track limits. The guys ahead of us are way quicker, so I may just be stuck in 4th now for the rest of this race, if I'm honest. It looks like they've had a bit of a crash by the looks of that, because they've just gone. So the guy behind me now, car number 7, is 4.5 seconds away. By the looks of it, yeah, they had a bit of a tangle, so hopefully now...
Get off the fucking track.
Ignore that. Yeah, people can be a little bit angry on iRacing voice chat, let's just say that. It's useful to have turned on though, just in case people obviously crash. You generally know if people have crashed because they often shout on the thing, so it's a very useful tool to have. That's saying fuel 25%. Oh, that's why, because we're limited, aren't we? I forget we're limited to the amount of fuel we can use. But by that, so obviously I couldn't have added any more than 3.7 gallons. I'm pretty sure this thing's fuel tank can hold more than that. So we'll have a little watch now. We've got 12 laps left apparently on the fuel. Sadly, iRacing gives its calculations in gallons, where the crew chief uses, I can't add any more than 3.7 gallons. So I'll have to watch about that.
The gap to Smith behind is increasing. It's now 6.1 seconds.
But we've got a big gap now to the people behind, so we're actually doing really well here.
4 incidents.
That was a pretty alright, but a little bit slower than we were in qualifying. How is my fuel? Okay, nothing.
Pardon?
I need to talk to crew chief. How's my fuel?
Should be about 15 minutes of fuel remaining. 0.8 litres per lap.
15 minutes?
22 litres to get to the end.
Yeah, 22 litres, so unfortunately it doesn't look as though we'll be able to make it on one stop. I thought we could make it on one stop, but 15 minutes, that takes us up until 35 minutes left to go, which I know is irritating, but I don't think we'll be able to make up 5 minutes worth of fuel. Not even 5 minutes, it's actually 7 minutes of fuel. I don't think we'll be able to make that up, so unfortunately we may have to make 2 stops. I'm going to see, obviously. I haven't done any strategy calls before this. I'll wait and see what other people do as well. If other people pit, maybe I'll follow their lead and pit as well. So that guy behind me is now 6 seconds back, and the other guy is 11 seconds ahead. So we've kind of got the track to ourselves now. We've got to make sure I'm nice and consistent, really. And I don't.
There's a car leaving the pits.
Okay, so some people are already pitting and already leaving the pits. They were guys involved in the crash, remember, so obviously they probably had some damage.
128.12.
Yeah, that was a 28.1 look, so I need to go a bit quicker than that, if I'm honest. I need to be doing probably 27s, really, in the race, if I want to remain in this position. 4th place would be amazing if I'd take 4th place easily. I'd be well happy with 4th, but we'll have to see what happens. So, at the moment we're doing pretty well. And the guy behind us, car number 7, has got about a 6 second gap. That's maintained pretty steady. But I am going to have to just really concentrate now, so maybe a bit quiet.
Okay, your people.
I mean, again, I don't think I have the pace for this position that I'm in, to be honest. It's just because I had a really good start, and then obviously, I think some of the fast guys did have issues. I mean, the top 3 are gone, you know, I'm nowhere near them. Although car number 7 is catching me. Car number 6 is not, no, car number 13, no, he's not catching whatsoever, so I might be alright. I'll have to wait and see what happens. Obviously, you know, in a 60-minute race, that's why I was so cautious at the start, you know, so it's not the 12-minute BMW series, it's an hour-long race. Normally it would be a 25-minute race this series, so I can kind of understand why it's a bit different. I've never raced in this series before, however, so the reason I am racing in it is 3 of the 4 cars included in this race series are included. The only one you can't use is the Mustang, that requires buying. But in this, you can use the Pontiac, you can use the VW, or you can use the Mazda. And then you can also use the Mustang. So there's some good choice. In this field, obviously, we've got 3 VWs and then 15 Mazdas. Now, that guy behind me, car number 7, he's actually 2 seconds away from me now. So, by the looks of it, we do actually pull on him a little bit, as long as I can keep concentrating. That was a 27, that last lap. As long as I can keep doing those 27s, I think I stand a chance at remaining where I am.
Smith behind is increasing. It's now 8.4.
Okay, there's the confirmation from our crew chief. It is increasing the gap behind. Obviously, we want to try, hopefully, you know, keep that the same if we can. Have to be nice and careful. It's a very nice circuit, this. I really like this layout. It's quite simple, to be honest. It's mostly just straights. That's what a lot of it is made up of. Just little corners and things. It's great fun. It's a really good layout, I think, personally.
You've got half your fuel left.
So you can see that that's saying 15% fuel, look. So that means we're only allowed to take 30% fuel if we're halfway through it now. So I don't think, if we're halfway through the fuel in 12 minutes, so that means the tank will go 24 minutes.
The car exit in the pits.
So sadly, I mean, you can see there, look, third place.
Is anyone here running a 4-hour endurance? Another.
Has already pit, look. So if third place has already pit, I'm tempted to pit as well, because third place probably knows what they're doing.
I'm not. Is that on today, is it?
I'm not going to. I'm not going to pit. I'm going to play it
Sunday,
sensible.
Mate,
what I'm going to do, I'll have a look at the tyres now, actually. How are they doing? Oh, they're still just saying... iRacing doesn't really give tyre details.
It is, mate, yeah.
So we have to divide this into 3, yeah? That's kind of the way I look at it. So, what's 60 divided by 3? So we've got 20 minutes. So we roughly want to pit 20 minutes in. That's when we want to pit. So I think we'll try and get to then and just do 3 20-minute stints. I think that's what I'll do.
Yeah, ideal.
But also, there is the tempt that I can try and stretch this tank all the way and then potentially do it in one stop. However, I
10 minutes of fuel
don't
remaining.
think that's going to be possible. How are my tyres?
We don't have the data.
Yeah, so unfortunately iRacing doesn't give the data of tyres. So I'll have to just chill out, I guess, on that one. Have to just kind of tell myself how the tyres are. So we'll have to rely on other people when they pit, obviously as a way, you know, as the marker to gauge when I should pit. Now, number 7 car has stayed 8 seconds away. Number 13 car, however, was 15 seconds away, now 18 seconds away.
Off the pace.
So we're really, really pushing away from that guy. Again, maybe a little bit too wide there, I don't know. However, as I said, it's all within track rules. We're perfectly allowed to do it, so I will. But I'm in the 28s. Really, I want to be doing 27s. I mean, it might be a sign that the tyres are degrading, obviously. That is obviously, but I haven't really got any tyre data whatsoever to work with. What iRacing gives there, I don't believe to be tyre data. I think that's what the tyre was at the start. So I don't really know what I can do, but actually that number 7 car's caught up with me a little bit now, so I don't know what's going on. I'll probably just pick when they pick, because they're the guys I'm fighting, if I'm honest. Those guys are the ones that obviously I am in direct competition with. The top 3 are so rapid that I've got no chance against them. You know, they are quick, those top 3. It's quite obvious that they're quick. So... But what we want to do, we want to get nice, clean lines like that. I want to try and go as quickly as I can. Obviously, nice and consistent. I want to get in those 27s. If this was a 27, I don't think the tyres are too bad. So we'll see. I'll have a little look now, see what's happening. So that was a 28.0, so it's a little bit slow.
That's good consistency, keep it up.
However, obviously, remember we did run really wide at this first corner, so that may have cost us a little bit of time, I don't know. I mean, number 7 car is now actually 8.5 seconds away from us, so that lap was quite good.
Behind is increasing, it's now 8.6.
So there you go, and there's confirmation. So we're not. I mean, this race could actually turn out to be quite boring in the end. You can see there, 5th place now is actually the guy who's already pitted, so that shows how quick he is. I think he qualified on pole. He can do a 25-second lap. The best I can do is a 26.3. So you know, very quick, basically. It's quite obvious. But we'll see what we can do, I guess. So really, my aim is to keep 4th place, it'll be. Because obviously at the moment I'm in 3rd because of one guy that has already pitted. I don't know why he pitted so early, to be honest. I'm not sure if he can even make it to the end or another stop. I mean, maybe he got damaged or something, because it does seem a bit odd to pit so early, because no one else has pitted after about 11 minutes. No one else has pitted that soon, so I don't think that I need to pit that soon, if I'm honest. And we're going to keep an eye on my lap times to see whether I need tyres or not. The thing is, I don't want to just not take tyres and then get absolutely destroyed. And then at the same time, I don't want to take tyres and lose 20 seconds in the pits. I mean, these tyres are clearly not going off because my laps are getting better, not worse. So obviously, that it does imply that I'm learning the circuit more, to be fair, rather than the tyres going off, obviously. But I think I am just going to do exactly what number 7 does. I think that's probably the best idea. How's my fuel?
Repeat, please.
How's my fuel? Okay, not getting anything from crew chief. How's my fuel?
You're breaking up. Say again, please.
No rubbish. How's my fuel?
No, I didn't catch that.
Alright, we'll just ignore crew chief then. They don't know what they're doing, clearly. Yeah, the voice recognition on that's not great. Even if I talk slowly. How's my fuel? Yeah.
Now you're breaking up.
How is my fuel?
Say again.
How's my fuel?
Didn't understand that.
Alright, we'll just ignore them, I guess. Ignore crew chief. It doesn't seem to
Sullivan
understand
ahead
me.
is pitting.
Okay. So that's okay. 2nd place is pitting. We are coming up on 20 minutes into the race. So we'll see what happens.
That was 128.08. That's 5 minutes of fuel left.
So we'll see. The gap to car number 7 is actually doing alright. Yeah, we're doing alright at the moment, I think. So I think we're pitting fairly soon. Obviously, we can only go another 3 laps, actually. So I think I'm going to try and pit right at the end of that then. That's where I'm going to try and pit. So I'll keep an eye on my fuel then, because I didn't realise it was that close. The crew chief has not warned me about that, which does kind of annoy me. How's my fuel?
Sorry, mate, I didn't catch that.
He normally... How is my fuel? Yeah, okay, we'll just say... I don't know what's going on with
I didn't catch that.
So we're going to go on one more lap. I'm going to go on one more lap, I think. And then we'll pit, I think. That sounds like a good idea.
Take the inside on the last corner, Ricky. I'm going to pit on the next lap anyway. Yeah, okay, mate.
And that lap was a 28.3.
Sector 1 is 2.0 seconds off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.9 off the pace. Sector 3 time is quick.
Okay, so Sector 3, we're quicker than anybody else. We're on the pace. Sector 2, we're mostly on the pace. So Sector 1
2 litres remaining.
is where I'm losing all the time.
The gap to Smith behind is increasing. It's now 8.9.
That's all right, mate.
On the stop, is taking tyres advised? Don't think anyone is actually going to get back to me, are they?
All depends on whether you feel like your tyres are fucked.
Interesting answer.
Keep your wits about you, mate.
Wait, why is there a yellow flag up here? Wait, oh, here you go. This guy must have spun out.
I think it's worth changing tyres.
Because the thing is, that's the thing, the tyres feel good, but I don't trust it. I don't trust my judgment. So we're going to get ready for pit now. Right, coming into the pits now.
Pit lane speed limit is 72 kilometers per hour.
Right, I think we were alright then. I think I was okay. We'll take the fast repair, because we got a little bit of damage, didn't we? Well, not really, but we got a minor amount. Right. We're going to take tyres, and then we'll see where it ends up. There we go. I'm going to take tyres, and I'm going to see what happens. If it turns out that it's a total mistake, but you can see, look, they still have to add fuel. So obviously, adding tyres, if we wait on fuel, not tyres, that means I'll take tyres every time. So fuel still isn't full, still isn't full, still isn't full, still isn't full. Fuel's done. So actually, we didn't really waste any time there. We didn't really waste any time by taking tyres, so I'm just going to take tyres every time.
It exit looks clear.
Because as you saw there, we literally wasted probably 2 seconds by taking tyres. Now, the gap between fresh tyres and new tyres is definitely going to be 2 seconds. If I hadn't have taken tyres then, I would have been sat there for the same amount of time. You've got to watch how long it takes them to fuel the car, and then how long it takes to spend tyres, because they can do them both simultaneously. Now we're out in the middle of no man's land here, so I think we're pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that, and we're now going to go until 20 minutes left. I'm amazed I didn't muck that pit stop up, to be honest. But there we go. So onwards we go again. So we're on fresh tyres now as well.
The gap to Sullivan in front is now 12
And you can see
seconds.
there, look, that number 9 car was the one ahead of us. He was about 12-13 seconds ahead of us. He's still 12-13 seconds ahead of us. So that means that we have gained time. No, not gained time. We haven't lost any time by taking tyres, which is good. We'll have to watch car number 7. That was the one that was closest to us. Car number 13, they must have been speeding, because they were 17 seconds away from us. They're now 33, so that's a bit worrying. They must have had a speeding penalty. That is the only reason. And we passed the number 7 car there.
P5.
And you can see there, I mean, that lap obviously was quite slow, so we weren't able to tell that. We'll wait for the next lap. Okay, we gained a ton of time then. Did everyone else speed in the pit lane? Yeah, okay, so he's come out. He was 9 seconds away from me. Now he's 12.5 seconds away from me, so that's good to see. 11 seconds actually. So we've actually gained 2 seconds by pitting slightly earlier, or maybe having a slightly better pit stop. So hopefully we can maintain that now. Honestly, if I was to get 4th place, I would be so impressed. I would go nuts. I honestly thought that I wouldn't be that quick, because this remember, look, up until after my stream, I did a stream today, Saturday morning, up until just after that stream when I practiced Watkins Glen, I had never been to Watkins Glen, so, and I'd never done a race longer than 20 minutes, so I'm really impressed with myself here. So we're just going to see what happens, and we'll see where we cycle back out, I guess, won't we? We'll see how quick this car is on new tyres as well. So remember before, we were setting 28 dead, mostly, that we were pretty consistent on that. So we'll see how much is new tyres worth for the 2 seconds it cost us. So, okay, we're a good 2.5 seconds quicker, so it was a good decision then to take tyres. Definitely, that's how we gained 2 seconds on car number 7. And we're out now in 4th place, because everybody has pitted. Everybody cycled through, so no one's doing one stop then. So we're out in 4th place, and ahead of us, gap's about the same. Behind us, gap's grown by 2 seconds. That's our current status, so that's good. We're looking for a pretty calm sort of race now, really, I think. We're looking for a pretty calm 4th place. Remember, we do still have one more stop to make. Got to remember that. Obviously, so we can't, don't count your chickens before they hatch, obviously. So we don't want to celebrate just yet. Because obviously some people, maybe they're doing one stop. I don't know how they would be doing one stop, but you never know. Some people may gain alien pace in the last stint. I don't know. This is the first ever race I've sort of done like this. and it's the first ever race I've done at Watkins Glen, so it's kind of a bit of a mix. I was really glad I bought Watkins Glen in the end though. It's very useful, it's a very lovely track actually. The bus stop did have me worried a little bit, but clearly we're all right.
Sullivan ahead is now 10 seconds.
And you can see there, we're doing much quicker laps on this nice set of tyres, this nice fresh set of tyres over the old set, so that's good to see. And we're in 4th place. Behind us, gap's 12 seconds ahead. Actually, we're actually closing on the guy ahead right now, so, but very, very slowly. Like a 10-second gap's a lot to do, and even if we do catch, getting past might be very difficult.
You have 4 incidents.
But remember, I've only have 4x, and obviously that's incidents per corner, so given how many corners will be done in this race, compared to the amount of safety ratings, obviously generally, incident points are gotten at the start of a race. That's generally when you pick them up, so it's good to see. I'm glad I took tyres though, I'm definitely going to take tyres. Anyway, right, away we go. At the carousel. The carousel's a wonderful corner. And also, by the way, I'm driving a Golf livery, I never said it, but you know what, the old Golf cars? Also, the 24 Hours of Spa has just started. So, anyone interested in that? Obviously, I'm not live streaming, but 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. 24 Hours of Spa is on at the moment, so while we're doing my endurance race, there's a number of drivers over in Belgium right now doing a number of endurance
Heads up,
laps.
there's a car exit in the pits.
And that guy has made more stops. He must have had a stop-go penalty. Also, that's one thing when you got to take into account when doing pit stops in iRacing or any race where you do pit stops. Obviously, pit stops are where penalties happen. You know, that is where the majority, because you have to slow down, and then you obviously have to get going again, and you have to do it all within a speed limit. You have to obviously make sure you stop in the correct part of your pit box. It's generally, if you're going to get a penalty during a race, it's probably going to happen during the pit stop portion of it. So that's kind of interesting. Now, next stop is going to be in about 12 minutes, 13 minutes, and then from there we should be able to go to the end. Gotta be careful I don't get on the grass, obviously. I don't want one incident point just for something as silly as that. We're actually catching the guy ahead. He was about 12 seconds away. He's now 9.5 seconds away. Car behind, number 7, that's still 11 seconds away. Me and him are like matching pace, pretty much. So, important to take note of.
You're reeling Sullivan in. The gap is 9.3 seconds.
So you can see there, obviously, from what our crew chief has told us, we are reeling in Sullivan, and you can see there, look, from the times, we set a 26.4 on our second lap on these tyres. So the tyres do degrade a fair amount. So obviously, it's a very good idea that we took tyres, because in the end, obviously, it didn't really cost us any time anyway. When fueling a full tank in these things, it doesn't make any difference because it takes so long to fuel a whole tank. It only costs you 2-3 seconds putting on a set of tyres. Obviously 2 or 3 seconds is very little. Now, car number 2 in 6th place is actually gaining on us slightly. So by the end, he's 20 seconds away, but by the end of the race that could become a bit closer. So I'll have to see what happens there. I was a bit slow through the carousel that time, unfortunately. So not very good. But we're still 11 seconds to car number 7. And 20, yeah, so car number 2. Obviously number 2, kind of, you know, the number you're given kind of denotes your iRating in comparison to everything else. So obviously my iRating is number 3, so I'm the 3rd best person in this entire field on iRating. Obviously, on actual skill, here at Watkins Glen, I'm probably the 5th best person. I'm 4th because of those crashes that occurred at the start, so those crashes could cause stuff to happen later on. Whoa!
Come on, stay focused.
Whoa, these tyres are, yeah, I can tell the difference now. At the start of the race, I guess the tyres were already a bit killed from qualifying. I think they were the same set, but got to be careful. We don't want to be caught. I want to try and maintain this 4th place if I can. Obviously we are now more than halfway through, so we should be alright, but obviously, yeah, I don't want to be certain on that. Yeah, that number 2 car's gained quite a bit, so before the end of this we may not finish P4. It depends on what happens in the next round of pit stops though. Obviously they could get penalties and I could get penalties. So obviously, and also obviously as we've learned, pitting slightly earlier gains time, so we're going to try and pit 1 lap before number 7 car again, and that will hopefully help extend our gap out a little bit. That's kind of the aim anyway. These tyres are going off now, definitely, because the car has less grip. I wasn't noticing it before because I started on a slightly bad set of tyres, but now I'm definitely feeling the tyre wear, so I'm glad I decided to change tyres early, otherwise we would have been absolutely getting munched.
The Smith behind us
you can
now,
tell I'm probably going back up to
seconds.
the 1 minute 28. Yeah, I'm going back to the 1:28 that I was doing at the start because that's what the tyres are like now. They've gone back to their state of being kind of at pace. Now obviously I was making a few mistakes that last lap. I did make 1 mistake on the first corner, so if I could try to get around, there's a lap guy up here. Now hopefully he will just get out of the way because obviously he doesn't want to ruin his own race and doesn't want to ruin mine, hopefully. Gap behind is still about 10 and a half, 11 seconds, but that number 2 car is really closing in. Now if the number 7 car can keep the 2 car behind, or even better if they crash trying to defend it, if they both manage to crash trying to battle with each other, then maybe, obviously because behind those 2 the nearest car I think is another 20 seconds back from that, so I'd easily then stay in 4th, because lose unless I'd made a mistake. But even then, I mean, to be honest, you could probably go wide, and normally if you go wide you lose what, maybe 10 seconds, 15? If it's a 30-second gap, it doesn't matter quite as much. Obviously I'd still rather not make a mistake, but it's that kind of level of protection that you can get. However, the lap we just did then was actually quite quick. We've got 27 minutes left to run. Yeah, that lap felt a lot better. We're back to the 27.2s. So obviously it wasn't just tyre wear, it was a few mistakes from me. As you can see there, ignoring the driving line. You've probably been noticing that all stream, to be honest. I don't know why I even have it still turned on, because I have not been following it whatsoever. It's not useful. The thing is, I can actually get away without a driving line. The problem I always have is knowing where to brake. Like, the actual driving line part of racing, I understand perfectly. I'm very good at it. It's the braking, where some tracks don't have marker boards that you can use. And without a marker board, I just got no clue. Like this, obviously like this thing, this carousel here, there's not a single brake marker board. And I haven't really got time, especially when battling people, to look for some shed off in the crowd. The only thing you really can use is a shadow, and obviously that's not advised, because at different times of day, shadows are different. So obviously you don't follow shadows as braking points. But at the moment we're doing alright. The car's grip seems to have come back, so I think I just had a bit of a poor couple of laps. Because the car does definitely feel better now. I pulled back away from car 7 there. The gap's now 12 seconds, and the guy ahead, gap was about 10 seconds, it's now 8.5, so on these slightly older tyres, I guess maybe they've cooled down now, and I've gone again. I am running slightly higher pressures than the default setup, that's the only thing I've been doing. That lap then was identical to the last one, it was a 27.2. It was even a 27.2, so it was very good, very consistent, obviously, is what we want. But that number 2 car is worrying. He's caught up probably 5 seconds in this stint, at least. I mean, 5 seconds in like 10-15 minutes. By the time we get to the end of the race, he could really be there. So my only hope is that the 7 car holds him up. That's one thing that I have got to bank on. Now, I've still got 7 laps remaining on this stint, so I'm probably going to pit around then. So I'm going to go
10 minutes of fuel remaining.
I'm going to go as long as I can, to be honest.
The gap to Sullivan ahead is increasing. It's now 9.4.
The leader's pitting now. Can the leader make it to the end from now? Because I don't think they can. That's 25 minutes. I don't think the tank can go 25 minutes, can it? Well, I mean, I know the leader's quick, so he's probably maybe just trying a bit more of an aggressive strategy, possibly. Because obviously, you know, he's so quick, he's probably pitted, and I'm probably not going to go past him. Actually, I am. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a bit confused about that.
Smith behind is now 10 seconds.
There's no way the leader can make it to the end from here, no? Well, there we go. Well, watch where the leader comes out. The leader is out about 6 seconds behind us. Now, they're very quick. Remember, they're on a different strategy to us. They're probably on fresh tyres. So if they catch up to me, I'm just going to let them go. The fact that they've pitted and come out in P5, I mean, that's pretty... No, P4, I mean, because obviously I'm now P3. That's so mad. But they probably lost the lead by doing that. I don't know how much of a lead they had, to be fair. They might have had a massive lead, but I don't think they should have made that stop then. I said it, man. It must have been that they had damage, because they pitted after 10 minutes, remember, and I thought, hang a minute, that car is not going to do that. So, maybe that's what's happened. Maybe they had bad damage, and it was costing them time, they just had to do an extra stop. I don't know. Or maybe it is part of strategy, I don't know. Now, car number 7 is actually catching me slightly, which is kind of weird, because my lap times, the last one at least, was still within the 27s. Although saying that, I did get that period when my tyres like cooled down after having 2 bad laps. Maybe they had bad laps and then went quicker, like me. That's probably what That's probably what happened, to be honest. I might have had a bit of a slow lap this time round. I don't know. There wasn't any noticeable mistakes on this lap. And we've done a 27.4, so we actually did go quicker than the previous lap.
That lap time was 1:27.46.
We are still going very wide in that first corner sometimes. That's worrying. Obviously, we're lucky we don't get off track for that. If we did, I would have got a number of incident points. But we aren't going to be pitting quite soon, so obviously I'll be back out on the fresh tyres. But yeah, that 7 car just suddenly seems to have found some momentum, because the number 9 car hasn't actually got much further away from me. It's still 9 seconds away. The gap was 9 seconds before, so bit of a weird one. Don't know what's happened. My lap times haven't fallen away. They've stayed roughly the same. They're not quite as quick as fresh tyres. I mean, said that is actually quite important, obviously. That window of tyre, when my tyres were really working a couple of laps ago, remember, number 7 car did pit 1 lap later than me, so his window of tyres may be slightly different because of that. I know that's a benefit of pitting, obviously a lap before. He was actually 7 seconds away from me, though, before that pit stop. After he was 9, and I stretched the gap to about 11, and then it's come back out now to about 9 again.
Sullivan in front is pitting.
Okay, so second place is just pit. I think we're going to pit 1 lap long. We're going to go one lap longer than that, because that guarantees that we should make it to the end. I'm not taking any chances with this. I'm really not taking any chances, to be honest. I don't want to... So I pitted after about 22 minutes, the first tank went. So I'd like to really stretch this tank as far as I can. I'll see what number 7 car does. They haven't pitted this time.
The track temperature's rising. It's now 26 Celsius.
Okay, track temperature's mildly changed. That's good to know. One of the useful things of having the crew chief hat on. That number 2 car now is only 11 seconds behind, so it's really quick. Actually, there you go. For the first time today, there is the first place guy in the VWs. Obviously the number is different. Now the VWs are quicker than the Mazdas down the straight, so we shouldn't catch him. He's probably just pitted and then come out. Probably. Oh, here, whoa! The leader's already here. That's the guy that was leading. Obviously pitted earlier. I think he may need to make another pit stop, I'm not sure, but I'm going to let him by, to be honest, because there is no point fighting it.
He's on your left side.
No point fighting it, because he's very quick. If anything,
Come on, mate, defend your
I can follow him for a lap and see what he does differently, because obviously that is one of the ways you get better in racing. You follow somebody who is quicker than you, maybe get a draft from them as well. Obviously, considering how much of this track is flat out.
5 minutes of fuel remaining. P3, that was 1:28.00.
So he goes really wide, cuts in. That may have been a mistake from him, actually. I'm not sure. That was really slow. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to pit this time in now. I'm going to pit this time by. We've got 3 laps remaining. 19 minutes on the clock, so I'm going to pit going on to this lap, which is good. Number 7 car didn't pit, so that means I'm going to get... he's not going to get an undercut on me. And also a bonus, I'm actually getting a bit of a tow here actually on this lap. Not much,
1.2.
but every little helps with the tow. So, because yeah, number 7 car, I'm guessing he's been maybe rushed down by the 2 car, and that's made him get quicker. Because I haven't really got slow. I said my lap times
ahead. This is the leader for their class.
have not changed. No, it's not really slow. He's a lap ahead of me. No, wait, no, I'm lapping him. Wait, so the VWs are slower than the Mazdas, are they, or are we just better than those drivers? I don't know. That's confusing actually. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, it'd be red if they were lapping us, wouldn't it? I totally missed that fact. Anyway, we're going to come in. Whoa!
Hey.
Whoa, car just got really loose then. Time for new tyres then, isn't it? Definitely time for new tyres. There we go.
What's your speed limit in the pits?
Tyres replaced. Fuel done. No fast repair remaining. We don't really need though. We haven't got any damage. And just head along the very slow pit lane, and the number 2 car is in behind us, so that is crucial to goings on. Right, stop. There we go. So that is a very nice little thing. Yeah, you can see those tyres were a bit wrecked, so that's kind of good. That's the number 2 car there, I think. Oh, he missed his pit stall. He missed his pit stall. I saw him back up. Oh, that's interesting. Right, full fuel now. We've got 17 laps remaining. That will easily get us to the end.
It takes it is clear.
And away we go. Fresh tyres, fresh everything. Let's see what we can do, guys. Out we go, and hopefully we can get that overcut. No, undercut, I mean.
The leader's pitting now.
That number 2 car has actually come out, and he's 8 seconds away. What?
Hello again.
How is he only 8 seconds away? That's mad. That's totally mad, actually. So he's actually gained time on that pit stop. I thought he might lose time because he had to back up in his pit stall. And obviously I had a pretty perfect pit in. So that's really worrying. I think I may have just lost 4th place, to be honest. So obviously, as we know, he's closed up about 12 seconds in the last stint.
Is now 7.6.
So he's definitely quicker. He probably should be in the top 3 in this race. I think he got involved in one of the start line crashes. I think that's what happened to him. So unfortunately, I think, yeah, maybe 4th place, as I mentioned earlier, is a little bit too much for us. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Ah, that's a shame. Got one more X. I don't know. My grip in that corner seems to be going away as we go on through the race, even on fresh tyres. Maybe they still need warming up a little touch. I don't know. So there you go. We should be P4 now.
P5.
Oh, I'm P5. Haven't? Oh wait, number 7 car still hasn't pitted. I doubt he's going to the end. If he's not, I mean, to be fair, we could have gone 3 laps longer, but remember, the undercut seems to be more powerful around here than the overcut, so that might have just taken him out of the running to fight number 2 car. I think the number 2 car will be after us, that's for certain. I'd like to keep him behind for iRacing, however, it may be very close. We'll see what happens. If I can... I'm closing up on the VW here, the VW does appear to be slower, so maybe we can get lucky. But he's only 7 seconds away. He's probably gaining about a second a lap. We've got 15 minutes left to go. So we're 3/4 of the way through the race now. It's gone quite quickly. To be honest, I've really enjoyed this. Really enjoyed it. It's been really good fun. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. I know it's a little bit long for a video, to be honest, but like I said, I've been having some great fun with this.
15 minutes left.
Yeah, we are a little bit wide there. Try carrying more speed through there, and I guess the car just can't handle it or something. But there we go, through the final corner. So shame about 5 incidents. Shame about we've probably got 5 incidents now. Still waiting for number 7 car to pit. I mean, he can't go to the end, obviously. He must pit next lap, or he's just not been looking at his fuel. He's going to run out of fuel, which I know sounds stupid, but maybe? I don't know. Oh yeah, the car behind is 6 seconds away. Okay. Yeah, he's catching. However, we are catching this VW up ahead, obviously. Different class to me. Despite apparently the VWs are quicker than the Mazdas. Although it doesn't really seem like that, does it? Given how, given how the VWs, obviously this is the leader for the the VW, and we're lapping them. So, I guess they're just not as quick, but a bit odd. I think he might be the only VW left in the entire race, if I'm honest. But yeah, that number 7 car is still going round. I don't really know. He must have pitted now, surely. He must be pitting. Yeah, this Mazda's an amazing car. I've actually done the VW with a bunch of iRacing. The VW's cockpit looks really low quality. I don't know whether it's just me. I think it might be legacy content, I'm not sure. There you go, there's the number 7 car pitting. Now, I'm guessing he's going to be nowhere near us, obviously, because of the...
P4, this is brilliant, keep it up.
Because of the fact that, obviously, he's gone a lot longer on old tyres. I mean, the bonus is he's going to have fresher tyres, but you can see there, look, 9 seconds away, still not out. 10 seconds, there you go, he's out. Still about 10 seconds away, but he's not really a threat. The threat is the number 2 car.
No problem.
So, we'll see what we can do. Obviously, I guess the VW is probably going to pull away from us on the straight since they're a higher class than us. Which allows me to get a draft off them, which is obviously a bonus. Get a little tow, and that is improving my speed a decent amount. That one might help me stay ahead of the number 2 car, that. However, do remember that the VW doesn't appear to be very, very quick, so we may have to, if I went a little bit wide in the carousel myself there. But the thing is, it's been very difficult to pass this VW, because I'm pretty sure that it's quicker than us. There you go, he's telling me to pass left, so he's just going to let me go now.
On your right side. Clear right.
And then go, I'll just say thanks, and away we go. Cost us very minimal time, and onwards. So that's kind of what we've got to do now. So we're in 4th.
The gap to Sullivan ahead is now 8.8.
Yep, so we're in 4th.
Sector 1 is 0.39 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.9.
We'll see what the leader does and go out wide and then go in. There we go, that's how you do that corner. See out wide, that's how you do it. So we'll see if that maybe gains the necessary lap time to maintain 4th. I don't think I will. That, honestly, the number 2 car is so quick. I think he was one of the ones that got taken out right at the start. So he's presumably made his way right from the back of the field. Because there's no way with that pace that he should actually be in the position he is. So that's kind of that. We are catching 3rd place slightly, but not a lot. But this race has been so fun. We haven't had a lot of action, to be fair. We haven't really seen many other cars. And in the end, I don't think we're going to be able to keep 4th. I think we will be pushed back to 5th. Sadly, I think we should still gain iRacing if we're in the top 5. Because he's so quick, that car. It's mad. But I think I should be able to keep the position on the number 7 car. Yeah, a bit of a better run through there, so that was good. This has been quite a good lap, actually. So we'll see what this lap is, but that felt really good, that lap. He still closed in on us, but that line at the start of the lap, yeah, that was a 1:26.6 on 1-ish tyres, so I guess it looks like the first corner is another example of the driving line being totally wrong. So it took me a bit of time to work that out, but there we go, I've worked that out.
With 10 minutes to go, that's 10 minutes left.
Right, 10 minutes, can we do it?
The gap behind is now 3.8.
Can we do it? Can we get this position? My only hope as well, what I really hope is number 2 passes me, catches number 9, the 2 of them crash. If that happens, that'll be good.
Thank you, Kevin.
Obviously, I'm not wishing for a crash though, because that'll probably come back to bite me, to be honest. But this number 2 car is just so quick, you know. He's clearly got the pace. And I'm trying the very best that I can, and it's not really enough. Although this last lap, because ever since I discovered that new line, because now I was losing 2 seconds in the first sector, I think that might have been that 2 seconds. Well, maybe not all of the 2 seconds, but a good bit of the 2 seconds. That little sort of line in the first corner, because on that lap, it could have been to do with the fact he got let by the VW as well. That probably did slow him down, but that may. Let's have a look at our lap time now, if it's drastically lower. I was saying that he actually closed in a little bit this lap. Well, it was the same, it was a 6.6 again. Is we go on the curb and then go out and then go slightly wide. Yeah, that's how you do it. I think maybe doing that. By doing that, we may be able to keep him behind us. Now we have how many laps of fuel? Let's just check. We have 10 laps of fuel, so that's about 13 minutes, I think, easily.
B4.
So that's at least 13-14 minutes. We've got enough fuel to get to the end. I could have taken a bit less fuel actually. We've got 8 minutes. So I've got 8 minutes to try and keep this going. The gap is coming down all of the time though. However, I am catching the guy ahead of me, so maybe it'll even out and by the end maybe we'll all come together and all be very close together. That could be what happens. I said I would love to keep 4th, maybe even 3rd, but that's 3rd place up there, so that's the first time I've seen 3rd place today, so we are clearly getting closer to him. And he pitted 2 laps early, remember, as well, so he'll have more tyre wear as well at the end, so we'll see what happens. But that 2nd place car is definitely catching, no debate about that. So the thing is, it's about also where you can make a move. It's quite difficult to pass here, to be honest. There's not a lot of places you can do it unless you're a lot quicker than other people. I guess on the straight, isn't there? I went really wide then, though. That probably cost me a bit of time. I'm taking the go wide thing at turn 1 a little bit literally.
You have 5
too literally.
incidents.
Yeah, shame about the off track we got. Otherwise, I could have just had 4x, but I think we'll be all right with the safety rating. Because remember, as I said, safety rating is incidents per corner, so obviously I think we'll be okay. But yeah, actually, I'm
behind is
really
really
like
quick.
this
The gap is now 2.1 seconds.
Okay, 2 seconds. Yeah, he's 2 seconds away, so he's really catching. I said I'm catching car 9 at the same time, so this could be a very, very exciting end to what has actually been quite a calm race. So it's all come together really now. You've got a driver that shouldn't be in 5th, making their way up through the pack, a guy in 3rd who's lost pace, and then me just in the middle who's kind of still learning the track and has slowly gained pace throughout. It's kind of, yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Although, so if we continue to have good runs through these corners, he's not getting a massive bit on us. It's 6 minutes left now, so if he does catch up to us, we haven't got to keep him behind for very long.
You've just done a 126.81. You're a second off the pace in sector 1.
So you can see there, look, I'm quite quick, just sector 1. It's literally turn 1, that's where I'm really slow. Everywhere else, I think I'm quite good. Where should I defend?
We haven't got that data.
Oh, that's a shame. Sometimes they can tell you that. If you ask, crew chief can say like where you should defend, but obviously iRacing doesn't report that, presumably, to the server. Obviously, this add-on, this crew chief, was made for project cars, so certain features are not available in iRacing or other racing games. But yeah, only 1.5 seconds away he is now. Oh, this is so close. This is so close. Number 7 car is still 9 seconds away, so he's not challenging. But
that's 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes.
and he's only 4 seconds away from me, 3rd place. So this is so close. This is going to come right down to the wire, I think. This battle. I said I've got quicker. I have, as I've learned the lines of this track. So I'll have to just see what happens. Obviously, maybe his tyres will go off because he's been pushing. Maybe mine will go off. I'm not very good at tyre saving. I don't really know how to tyre save, to be honest. So yeah, this is a really interesting finish to a race, to be honest. This is really interesting.
Good consistency. Keep him coming.
Oh, and a bit wide there. That's not good. He's going to have a run on me now. I think because he's going to get. He's within drafting range now. He's less than a second away, so he can get the draft from my car.
The gap to Sullivan
So,
in front is now 4.0.
sadly, I think our pursuit for fourth may be over. And I think trying to get third, I'm not sure if even the number 2 car can catch that guy in time. I'm really not sure. How long have we got left? Come on, 4 minutes.
Let's see how wide you can make this thing.
Yes, my thoughts exactly, crew chief. You can see that now he's getting the draft off my car.
10 minutes of fuel remaining.
So he's got a lot more speed now on the straights over me, which is going to make it very difficult. Obviously on the straight you can't really defend. You can't weave back and forward to stop someone getting by. That's just horrible. The best I can do is defend. That's kind of the only thing I can do. So but I do pull away from him there, I think. In the third sector, I'm actually very quick. It's the, oh, he's catching me. Oh no, this is it, isn't it? I think this lap may be it. I think that might be it for me. We're catching the guy ahead, but, yeah, I don't think I have the pace.
You've just done a 127.69. Sector 1 is 1.2 off the pace. You're a 10th off the pace in Sector 2. Sector 3 is 0.
Yeah, he's way quicker than me through turn 1. That's why he really gains time, look, so... Down this straight, I think he's going to get me, you know. I think he's going to get me, because he's got the draft from my car, look. So he's got a massive run. I'm just going to pull over to the side, and if he gets me, I guess. I'm just going to go on the defensive line and hope for the best. Yeah, he's got a run from the draft. Oh, yeah, the draft is starting to expire now, so his run has started to get a bit smaller, but I think by the end of this straight... No, he's not past me.
Keep it together, hold your line.
He's not past me.
Clear.
No. Oh, that was close. We did touch.
Still there.
Going side by side in the carousel, maybe not the best idea.
Still there.
The thing is now, though, I'm going to start slowing myself down, trying to fight this guy. So I think I might just let him by, to be honest.
He's still there. Clear left side.
Just 2 minutes left. 2 minutes to go.
Because honestly, I've lost about 1.5 seconds to car number 7 that time. I want to try and get him to catch number 3. No, position 3. If he can do that, that will really benefit me, because I might be able to catch both of them. As I said, that guy has the pace to be in the top 4, probably top 3. I think he's only there because he got caught out in an accident. I'm pretty sure that's why he's there. Although now, I will have the draft. Is this the last lap? No, I think there's one more after this. I think there's one more lap after this one, so... Did the leader have to pit again then? Because I've barely got enough stuff to get to the end. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit behind him, and on the last lap, I'm going to try it. I'm just going to sit behind him on this lap. I'm pretty sure it's not the last lap. No, it's not the last lap, looking at the times. Because you can see, look, I get a draft off him. But I don't want to use it now. I want to use it on the final lap, obviously, don't I? Because on the final lap, that's when it matters. Bit sneaky, but obviously that's my only chance. He's quicker than me. It's quite obvious he's quicker than me. So my only chance is if I really go for it on the last lap. And obviously,
he's on your left side.
Well, he really squeezed me out then. That was not all. Yeah, he really tried to squeeze me out of that. That was not nice. I've had a better run through this last corner. Right, last lap, come on. Let's get the draft all the way down that straight. Let's just stay nailed to the back of him up here. And then we can get that draft and get past. And obviously after that, he doesn't really have much of a chance.
Sector 2 is 0.7 off the pace.
Just don't make a mistake here. No, I think I've made a mistake. No, I'm alright, come on. He's got a run, he's got a bit of a run, but this draft that I'm going to get will really help me. Look, up the hill, look, all the way up the hill, we're getting a draft, and we're going to keep on getting it. Oh, I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. I think that slight mistake I made on that first corner then, I think it'll be slightly too much. Yeah, oh wow. I think we've got to say bye to 4th place then. So I kind of predicted it would happen. We're just not quite close enough to him. We're picking up the draft from him. Actually, you know, nope. Not going to be able to do it, I don't think.
Oh my god, my God.
Come on.
2 minutes to go, 2 minutes.
Come on, this is the last lap now. Can I do it? I don't think I can do it. Come on, come on. Right, no, I'm not going to be able to do it, sadly. No, I tried a little dive. That's it. Okay.
Good race, guys.
Well, there you go. I'm happy with 5th place, to be honest. That guy deserved to be a bit higher up than he finished anyway, that guy.
Yeah, good race back
P5. Okay, it's
Ooh,
over. Well done, mate. Good finish.
There we go, guys. That is it.
Have you got team speak with him?
That's the end. Yes, and 5th place in the end.
Don't know, to be honest, mate.
And there we go, guys. That was a bit of a long video, wasn't
Okay,
it?
I'll drop you a message after this, just with some details.
Wow. And there we go, guys. All finished.
Yeah, that'll be great, sir.
Only 38 seconds back from the lead. He only just won it in the end, so maybe he ran out of fuel on the last lap. I don't know. And yeah, 2 of the VWs retired, so the guy in VW class had an easy walk in the park. But there we go. Let's quit the race, and I hope you guys really enjoyed that one. I certainly did. We're going to wait for the results to come through. There we go. I'm tired, honestly. So the longest race I've ever done in iRacing is 20 minutes, so 60. Yeah, that's a long time. They're every hour, so this is it here, the Sim Lab Production Car Challenge. They have 25-minute races look normally, then they have a 40-minute one at Okayama and a 40-minute one at Summit Point, and then they do the 60 at Watkins Glen. They also do an oval race at Atlanta. I'd be interested to take part in that. However, I don't own Atlanta Motor Speedway, so I will not be doing that. But there we go, and they actually go back to Watkins Glen on a different variation of the track later on in the season. So there we go, guys. Hope everyone really enjoyed that. Let's just wait for the results to come through. They should do quite soon, really. I think, when does the session end, technically? It ends at 44 past, so the session should have ended. They all end at the same time, obviously, so it should have ended by now. We should get, there we go, there it is. And there it is, a little teeny safe iRating game, 17. We were in split 2, so the lower split, but, you know, that was really good. The guy who overtook us did have higher iRating, so I was really pleased with that. Really pleased to just gain a little bit. I thought I might lose tons. So, and in the end, we won by 7 seconds over that guy, and then the guy behind that was just gone. So, we would have gained iRating no matter what, really. So that's really good to see. And massive safety rating gain as well, 0.17. So, there you go, guys. I hope you really enjoyed that one. Yeah, that guy, look, he had 1 incident point, 0.73 safety rating gain. It's nuts. You can really gain a lot in an hour race as long as you have a good start, and that's what we did. You can see at the start, look at that. One person was disqualified, no, 2 people were disqualified. Another 4 got caught out in incidents and had to disconnect, including 2 of the VWs. So, unbelievable. But I hope you guys really enjoyed that one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.